I can't feel my face when I don't know what the hell that's about. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share this news. I'm just out here all exposed to. Hello. Hi, Mariposa. How are you? Hi, Lily. Hello, ladies. I'm just getting myself prepared to talk. I want to talk to you guys about your process. A lot of you guys are still in that awakening phase. Hello. It's me, Ayana Marie. I have a daughter named Alea and Ayani. They're all A's, except for my firstborn. They're all A's. I hope everybody is having a beautiful day. I'm sorry for the mess on the desk. It's weird out here today. I don't know if I had told you guys this. Hi, Brandy. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I had lost my mojo bag. And I knew why I had lost it, because since I've had Moldavite, been carrying Moldavite, and this is a Moldavite crystal, I have been on go, just straight go mode. Okay. Hello. Hi, not really here. Hello. So I knew that when I lost the mojo bag, it wasn't like I left it in a hotel. Like, I kind of thought maybe I did, and I was like, no. When I take it off, I'm either in my bed or in my bathroom or in my closet, someplace very personal. But I knew that the universe had wanted me to slow down, and I had lost it. I was so devastated. I mean, I felt naked out up in these streets. I was about to make another one, but I was like, no, if the Moldavite disappears on me, it's for a reason. And I want to bring this up because it's going to be part of your spiritual awakening. You're going to deal with crystals and things like that. And this crystal right here is Moldavite. This little chip right here, baby, was about $80. Okay. This little thing. When I say it changes your life, it is amazing what Moldavite can do. It really puts you on your life path is really what it does. And it just rips away. It can be a bit harsh, because what it'll do is it'll rip away people, places, and things that really aren't supposed, that's like blocking your path, so that you can just beeline down it. And when I lost it, it was about 2 months ago, and I was just devastated. I was like in a whole tangent. I knew I was being spiritually attacked because I was going through a lot of stuff. And I know when someone is coming for me, but I'm not really I'm a fighter. Like, if you mess with my children, or if I feel like you're really trying to harm me, I will devour you. But it's not necessarily my thing. I don't necessarily believe in throwing dark work back and forth. If I'm going to do dark work, it's on someone that really deserves it, like a child molester. You know what I mean? It'll be something like that where, sorry guys, I'm trying to get some money all on my hands. Like a child molester, it'd have to be somebody that's out here doing physical harm. So I don't know. I just knew that it was purposely disappearing. So this morning, I'm looking through my drawer. I go in every day. I done move my big platform bed looking under it for this crystal, okay? These crystals. And for me to find it next to me every day, it was like sitting in my same drawer I go in every day to get my comb and my brush. And I'm just like cleaning the drawer out, finding rubber bands, and lo and behold, I'm like, is that my mojo bag? I mean, I grabbed it, I kissed it, I threw the old top bag away, and I'm just like holding my crystals. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Hi, Janet. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Yes. I just love, I don't know what Herkimer. Oh, okay. With Herkimer with it. Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm just ecstatic that I found my Moldavite again. And I brought up the Moldavite because eventually on your spiritual awakening journey, you will grab some, and that thing is going to have you beeline, and that'll be further down. So let's talk about the spiritual awakening. I'm just happy I got my crystals back, guys. I'm going to send it out. Look at the day that I find it though. On the full moon day. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm like, I'm gonna sit y'all out. I'm gonna wash them. When I tell y'all, with y'all crystals, guys, give them baths and talk to them and put your energy into them. They don't work unless you're charging them and working with them, and your energy has to flow in your home a certain way. Okay. So, yes. Yes. Hello, baby. Hello. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. What does Brandy say? Oh, okay. Oh, Herkimer diamond. Yes. Yes. I've heard that if you use a diamond with it. I didn't know it was a specific diamond. I didn't know it was a specific diamond. Sorry, guys. All right. So, your spiritual awakening. Now, the spiritual awakening is really to get you, it's really the process that the universe will put you through to lead you back to yourself. That's really what this is about. And during the Capricorn new moon that we had, that's what that process, that's what that kind of brings you to as far as your self-worth, your self-value. By the time we get into Pisces, we'll be back into our subconscious and we'll be bringing it back to you with the Aries full moon. Okay. So I'm just trying to show you like how the planets are working with us in this process of the spiritual awakening, especially with the group who started to awaken during like 2016, 2015. People had their spiritual awakenings way before then, but it really got into like the engines was really going with the universe with certain groups that were awakening. And it was some of us that were going through that awakening every year, but a lot of us were really called to really live in our purpose around 2016. Okay. So we may have already known the magic, but we didn't really use the magic until 2016. All right. With that being said, the wake up phase, that's the beginning of your spiritual awakening. Usually during this phase, guys, you are in some type of tumultuous, toxic, very unhealthy relationship, usually with somebody that you love. It can be romantic. Most of the time, I will think it's romantic with your husband, and somebody may have some type of midlife crisis or some type of traumatic experience with explodes and you start to awaken. That's usually it, but it can come through family members and friends, just something where your heartstrings are gripped. Okay. And the universe is saying, okay, it's time for you to awaken, to start treating yourself a little bit better. And that's really what it's about. You were committing crimes against yourself. It's really the whole point of them waking you up, because they had to put an APB out on your soul and was like, okay, Brandy. Okay, Janet, whoever, Lily, come on. It's time for you to awaken. It's time to do this. So that's usually what will happen. Now, there are some of us who are just simply meditating in a park and spirit talks to us and we just boop and we move into it. Okay. But most of the time, guys, it is us going through some type of tumultuous relationship and the universe will grip us and start pushing us down this journey. And when we start the journey, we're usually in this blissful, it's like we go from the depression of the relationship and then we go into we're like, like, oh my gosh, I see numbers. I see all types of synchronicities. I'm starting to notice I feel certain emotions and I can kind of tell what this person is thinking about me. And oh my goodness, I'm starting to see things from a different light and experience life in a different way. And that's like the blissful phase where you are just amazed with the universe. You're in this, it's like the rhythm of the earth. You start feeling and going with the rhythm and you start realizing like those songs from back in the day. And I talk to my kids about this. And you know what? I heard Lauren London talking about this on YouTube the other day where she was saying, go with the flow of the ocean. Don't grasp onto the rocks. And it's the same thing I tell my kids with that row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Like that is true. If you just go with the flow of the earth, go with the flow, the astrological planets, and just go with the flow of the rhythm of the world, you will notice that life is just blissful. It becomes full of joy. It becomes just everything you want. And during this time, you start going, your intuition starts kicking in. You start realizing that you have certain type of spiritual gifts. You may not even know how to use them, but you start noticing them. Or maybe you've already noticed them, but then you may start using them a little bit. You might say, okay, let me go get some cards. Let me, I don't know. It's like you start having these moments where you tap into your Akashic records is really what's happening. And it gets super deep. It gets super deep, guys. And your Akashic records, just so I can explain that for those of you who don't understand, it's really like what is set in stone for your life that has been written out prior to from when you were born at that exact moment. So even if we make certain decisions to go certain ways, there are certain things that are just set in stone for our life. And some people have access to that during certain times of their spiritual awakening. Now, you won't necessarily have access to others. It depends on where you are spiritually, how the universe trusts you with certain information. It just goes to like how you ascend is really where it goes to. So in certain aspects, you'll see people trying to do magic when they haven't been ordained to that, but you may want to test it out and you're entitled to do that. Like you can do little money spells. You can do little, definitely do protection spells. I think everybody need to be doing that. But when you're trying to hurt people, change a person's mindset, when you're trying to alter people's destiny, that's when the universe smack you down and then they send you right back to square one. And then you'll be hurt and you'll be wondering what occurred. But it's because you kind of went into lanes that you weren't supposed to be in. And that's when you'll see people say, well, I went from spirituality back to Christianity. No, the universe sent you from spirituality back to Christianity because you were doing things you weren't ordained to do. And that's usually the case. And a lot of us, most of us get into this through a relationship. Let it be family or romance. But we have to it's like knowing the boundaries of where to go and where not to go. And a lot of us may get into it and try to do love magic, and domination work is not what the universe is wanting us to be doing. It's not for us to dominate another person. It's for us to dominate ourselves. And that's the whole point of the spiritual awakening. So during this time, you'll just start noticing all of these beautiful things. You'll be happy. Your sex life will be better. It'll be wonderful. And it's very short lived though. It lasts about a month. It lasts about a month. But during that time, you're really like getting in tune, like really going through that phase. And then reality sets in. After the month of the bliss of, oh my God, I can read people, I can do this, then reality sets in again. The reality of whatever life you had created is what I mean. So you go from that blissful state to a very sad state, because now you're having to deal with the life that you created, the people that you chose to be around, the relationships that you chose to have. All of the decisions that you've chosen to make in your life is what this is about. And it's called the dark night of the soul moment. And it's very dark. You're in the dark because you're really seeing everybody and yourself for who you really are. And this is a really, really hard place to be, guys, because at this point, you're looking in a mirror every day and you're naked and you can see everything. And you're either going to choose to love it and fight through it or run in a corner and cry about it. But the universe is bringing you to you nonetheless. So during that time, you will wake up. Like you will get up and like keep going. All right. Now, during this dark night of the souls, you'll be battling things from this lifetime. You'll be battling things from previous lifetimes. So if you had the initial wounding, like a lot of people that are in my Patreon, a lot of us that are awakened now, that are in specific tribes, y'all are the people who went through the initial wounding of your ancestors. So you're here correcting it so that your ancestors can be reborn, not repeating the same cycles that they've repeated as far as like self-worth, self-value, whatever it is. If you don't trust things, or if you've had things stolen from you that you've worked hard for, it's all of that. It's all of that. So the best thing I can tell you about the dark night of the soul moment is to just like breathe, drink a lot of water, okay, and just surrender to the process. Don't argue about it. I have my little notes so I can keep up. Yeah. So that's the main thing I want to tell you is like, just surrender. You can't fight it. You can't beat God. It's like you're fighting against God when you're in that dark night of the soul, and you're not going to win. You need to just accept what is. And the best thing I can tell you to do when you surrender is to just accept everything for what it is. Like even when in any endeavor that you're doing in life, the first thing is being honest with yourself. Let's say you've been on drugs and you have to go through rehab. Be honest with yourself. If you have a shopping addiction, it's then to be honest with yourself and not just say, okay, I have a shopping addiction, but actually look at the budget. Look how much you spend on it. You see what I'm saying? Look at what you sacrifice for whatever it is. And if it's worth it to you, then do your thing. If it's not, then it's not. And you'll be able to gauge that. But it's about being honest with yourself, and the surrendering is like, that's the best thing you can do for yourself, is just to allow God to let things play out the way they are going to play out, and allow them to remove whoever needs to remove. During the dark night of the soul, I will say you're going to go through some type of depression. You're going to feel like you're dying. You're going to feel like it's traumatizing. I'm just going to say it's traumatizing. I can't say it any. So yeah, Lily, that's important. You need to go into the place. I'll tell you how to buy Moldavite at the end of this. I'll tell you how to buy Moldavite at the end of this. See, Brandy, you have to See, and that's what happens. That's how they get you. Hi, Black Karma. Hello. I'm trying to change the energy because the dark night of the soul is like probably where a lot of you guys are right now. It's terrible. I'm so sorry you have to go through that. It's awful. It's awful. And and depending on your karma, this can be financial, in love, with your living situation. I mean, the universe will be tone. You'll be like, what the fuck is going on with my life? And it's the dark night of the soul. You'll be trying to make money and all of your money will be blocked. You'll be like, yo, and it's because they only want you to do it one way. You're only allowed to make the money one way. And that's it. They want you to do it one way. It's weird. It's weird. But once you get on the path, they'll usher you right into it. It's really, really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. You can purchase an authentic Moldavite crystal from a crystal shop. You have to go to a trusted source. So first, research the crystal shops in your area. You need to call them and ask them, where do they source their Moldavite from? You can call them and ask them if they even have Moldavite. Where do they source it from? They should be able to tell you exactly where they source their Moldavite from. They also sometimes give you authentication cards. I found one of my authentication cards a while ago. I don't know where it's at, but it'll have like a picture of it explaining what it is and stuff. It's like sometimes they'll have that. But they should be able to tell you exactly where they source it from. If they can't tell you that, don't purchase it from them. I will also suggest, if you want to put some fingernail polish remover on a paper towel or a cotton swab, okay? Put it in a Ziploc bag. When you go your Moldavite shopping, take the fingernail polish remover, rub it onto the Moldavite and see if any color comes off of it. If any color comes off of it, is fake. Okay? In fact, because I'm so sensitive, I mean, when I tell you, even if if something's wrong with my body, I know like that. When you pick it up, you should know immediately that it's real, because it's don't even smoke weed and hold it. You'll be fucked up. I couldn't even drive the first day because I had smoked weed on my way to the crystal shop. Put it in. I had it. I was so excited. I was touching it and all of this. Girl got behind the wheel and was like, hold up. Let me put this in the bag, zip it up. I had to go put it in the trunk of my car because it was the power was like, we got you. We got you. We finally got you. And from that moment, it was crazy because I keep saying this, I owned a business for 13 years, guys. 13-year anniversary I was coming up on with my business. And the universe called me to close it down. Meanwhile, I was already doing my readings. I had already started like my spiritual practice, but I didn't quit my every day. This thing had me like within 2 months, I had shut my business down. I would cry about it. I don't get sad about it anymore, but I still think about me just sitting on the back porch, just crying, asking God, what did I do wrong for y'all to tell me to shut my business down? And thank God they did, because I started shutting down I think I maybe started November, because they told me in October. I may have started shutting down in November. By December, January 1st, I was pretty much shut down. They had my business closed. And then I was crying and they told me start making oils like to sell. And I was like, I didn't say I don't want to, but I was just like, okay, like crying about it. And then I would just mix them and then love them. And then I would started selling them. Started my website. It's like I built everything. It was the friggin' Moldavite was crazy. And what's so crazy is when I lost it is when the universe said, whoop, brakes. And I was just like catching my breath. This was like maybe a month or so, month and a half ago. Now she's back and I'm like, boom. Excited. But Moldavite is very powerful, guys. Be careful when you get it. And that's how you should feel it. It should grip you. It should grip you. Okay. Well, let's see, baby. How can you tell when Spirit God is showing you something is not for you? I struggle with this a lot. My anxiety holds me back a lot. Okay, this is a great question. So I wonder if y'all have ever had this experience before, that y'all are about to have sex with a person, and then all of a sudden you feel like you want to throw up. You get sick. You feel like sick to your stomach. That is a sign, especially like with a man, not either way, man or woman. I'm not trying to get into, I'm just speaking from my experience. I've only been with men. When he's like about to come on top of you and you feel like you're about to throw up, that's a sign from God that he is not supposed to be there, baby. His energy, his aura does not mesh well with yours. Also, if you feel genuinely uncomfortable about a person, Angela, don't be around them. If your spirit does not take them, your spirit does not take them. That is a sign. Listen to it. Every time I've ever let my mother or a family member convince me to allow a specific person around me that I did not like, that person has come to show me and that same person why I didn't like them in the first place. I'm a wonderful judge of character. I think you should trust yourself. Don't think that, and don't feel bad that you do things alone. That's another thing. Like, be the loner. Don't be with everybody else, because everybody's fucked up. I can't say it no other way. It's like everybody is fucked up. And y'all are the ones, if God has already started y'all on this awakening, that means that you're not even on that path. You're on the path that God has just sent you on, and it should just flow. It's going to be a flow. There will be times that you'll be questioning it, of course, especially during your dark night of the soul. That might sometimes, and let me say this, sometimes people go through that dark night of the soul and they don't make it out. They're like, you know what? I'm done with being spiritual. I'm going back to church anyway. The universe didn't even have to send them back, because it's so hard to let go of marriages you've been in for 20 years where you know you've never even loved this person. That shit is deep. I went on a cruise for my birthday, and this lady we were all hanging out at this in Mexico. Not a cruise. I went to Mexico for my birthday last year, and we were all hanging out. And this lady was telling me how her daughter was taking her on the trip because her husband had told her that he didn't love her. He never had loved her. And she was devastated. And she were like, we're 50 years old. What does he expect me to do? And And I thought to myself, how admirable of him that he followed his heart and said, God damn it, one day I'm going to be with somebody that I truly love. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to live. So don't feel bad if you don't, if you don't fuck with a person, don't fuck with them. I put a thing up on my Instagram yesterday saying, let me tell you something. If I ain't fuck with you in real life, even after you're dead, homie, I'm still not gonna fuck with you. That's how gangster I keep it. Like, I'm not a person that just keep people around for fluff. That's not my style. You see what I'm saying? That's not my style. So that's that. Can I bring this down? Oopsie. I want to go back up. Can I? How can I go up here? Anyway, here we go. Okay, so yeah, y'all have to just you got to keep it gangster, baby. If your spirit, and if anything that don't make you feel, now you don't want to be a true scaredy cat either, but you want to also know when the universe is telling you no, and you'll be able to tell because that feeling in your stomach will just let you know it all. Lame Lamena, what? I am energy 21. Oh, okay. I am energy 21. So I went through a lot, met a lying, manipulative person that was lying to me and staying with a female I lost. But got so many job offers. Oh, that's a wonderful thing. Congratulations. Congratulations, baby. Okay. Uh-oh. Let me back up. Yeah. See, Brandy, yeah, it can get hot. It can get hot. You'll know. You'll know because that's not a crystal you can really, unless you're not really sensitive, you can't really fake a Moldavite. Even when I pick it up now, it does something to me. I just love my Moldavite. Let me put her in here. And I keep her on me because I can rock with her. But don't sleep with a Moldavite or none of that, guys. Don't do that. Yes, you're welcome, baby. Yep. You're welcome, my love. You're welcome. Hi, Daniela. Hey, Pooh. Hi, baby. Okay. Nurse who cares. First of all, stay in your lane, nurse who cares. I know what my mission is. You need to stay on your mission, and it's staying out of my business. Okay. I know what advice I'm sharing. Stay in your lane. I know what I'm here to do. I'm following my path. So you can exit the room if you have a problem with anything that I'm sharing. Okay. That's where I'm at with it. And there you go. Let's see. Thank you for not deleting my message. I just did. But I'm still going to delete it though, because you out of line. Like it's not your place. You don't know people's purpose. Everybody is not into religion. And that don't mean that we don't believe in God and we don't believe in a higher power. So you need to know what you talk about and don't come into people's private spaces sticking your nose where it's not respected. And that's just what it is. Like, this is not your room. If you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to be here. It's that simple. You can leave. Thank you. All right, babies, let's get back to business. Let's get back to business. Anyway, so the dark night of the soul, guys, that this process is not a fast one. Let's be clear. It is something that usually takes, I think, years. Sometimes it can be a 6-month process. It depends on how much crap has been in your life. What I would suggest to do to speed it up, okay, is hopefully you have learned how to do uncrossings and road openings and block bustings, because during this time, I would suggest you start doing shit like cleansing your life, cleansing your body, detoxing, just flat out. You're gonna the universe automatically gonna be removing friends out of the way. All of the friends are gonna go, especially any of them that didn't mean good to you or that they felt like you had to watch, honey. Okay. So, and I'm gonna have to get a moderator for my for in here. I'm gonna ask somebody from my Patreon to moderate when I do lives, because I don't want nobody else coming in thinking that they can talk shit. I don't even care. You see what I'm saying? Because I feel like everybody is where they're supposed to be. If the universe, if God wants you to be a Christian, he's going to make you a Christian. If he feels like this is where you need to be, he's going to put you wherever you need to be. And he wakes you up whenever he needs to wake you up. And there's nothing you can do about it. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. So just know that this is during the time that you need to be doing your magic. Okay, that's really what it is. You need to be getting into at least cleansing, at least um taking Epsom salt and rosemary baths. Like Epsom salt already comes with the rosemary or the lavender. I prefer the rosemary, guys, because the rosemary has the protective qualities. If you want to, you can just buy the Epsom salt, mix your own rosemary and lavender in there if you want to, and just have it sitting there so that when you're ready to like release and get some of that heavy energy that we've been picking up on off of us, we can do so. All right. So boom. Let's see. What else I want to say? You just can't fight. Don't fight the situation. Surrender is the main thing. Surrender. Um the next phase after your dark night of the soul is such a quiet. It's like you go into this quiet. You don't even you're wondering what the fuck is going on, like what's about to happen next, and then it be nothing. It'd be nothing. It's like you're in a it's not a dark tunnel. It's not a dark tunnel. And you know what? I have a card, this Light Seers deck. If y'all ever, I'm gonna make a Amazon thing where I can put all the cards I have, guys, and like a lot of my supplies and stuff. I'm gonna set that up for y'all this weekend, so y'all can be able to find these joints. This is a wonderful deck. I love this deck. I fell in love with it the first day I had it. I think I've had it about 2 years now. But it is a beautiful deck. But they have a card in here that when I look at it, it's the Four Swords. But it reminds me of this process after you go through the dark night of the soul. This is what they do to you. This is what the universe does. They'll put you in this little protective. And let me say one more thing about the dark night of the soul. It may end with a bang. Let me just say that part. It may, the last part of it will be like you fighting for your life, but it'll be like boom, and then it just stops. And then you're doing this for a long time, for like months, like 6 months, a year. They put you in some type, it's supposed to be like a protective. So wherever you'll be living, you'll like your rent will be paid. It'll be something like that. Like you won't have to stress, or whatever if you choose to stress, the universe will be like, don't, because we have you. You'll be like in a void. I hope I'm saying that right, because I think a void will be perfect. Like you're in a void, like they have you just in a little basket, just mending your heart, like rubbing your back, and your spirit guides are healing you. And they're doing this, you're sleeping a lot. You're doing this while you're sleeping. You're drinking water and you're just resting and trying to understand. You may even be in a panic, like what's next? What's going to happen next? And they're like, it's nothing. When I started going through this process, I remember the day I was in my backyard crying again because I had just been through so much and it was so hard, and like my divorce and everything was just so awful. And I went in the house to grab something off the kitchen counter, and like you walk into the back door and the kitchen counter was like right there. You didn't have to go even 6 feet in. So I grabbed this off the kitchen counter, whatever it was, I don't remember. I walked back out to the backyard to sit on my porch again, and I see a dead bird sitting there. And I sat there, guys, in shock. In shock. I really did. I really, I was I didn't even know what that meant. So, of course, I sat down at that point and I started meditating, and God said to me, that difficult part in your life, like that whole section of hard shit is over. Like that was like a definitive boom, a mark in my life. I think they had already told me to shut down my business by this time. It hadn't been shut down yet though, but I had already gotten the call to shut down the business, and I was just like in a devastated mode. Okay? So my dark night of the soul lasted a couple of years, cuz it was like with my divorce and then trying to survive after my divorce, and then knowing my businesses was shutting down. By the time the business shut down, I think I was already in that little cocoon voided space. So that's the bird spot, the bird part, the business hadn't shut down yet. I think I probably would have died with that one too. So I'm happy they held off on that. I'm happy they held off on that, honey. So you're welcome. You're welcome. I am Energy 21. Hi, Tracy Morgan. Hello. Hi, Kathy Love. Hello, hello. You slept with yours. So Brandy says she slept with her Moldavite every night and it helped with her, regulated her sleeping. I'm it's hard for me to even believe that, Brandy. You must be a superhuman. How the hell? Okay. But see, let me say this though. My sleeping have always been messed up. I have 4 kids. Two of them came back to back, like a year apart when I was married. So it was like I didn't get no sleep for years, like years. Okay. So my sleeping was already messed up, and it's just never got back on track. But I've always heard that Moldavite disrupts your sleep altogether. Like it's hard to even have a dream with Moldavite. It's really hard. That's wow. Okay, baby. So, oh, thank you, Lily. I will definitely put you as a moderator. I'm gonna have to first learn how to damn do it. But I have seen it done before, so I'm gonna do it now. But Leslie, yes, you definitely can. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Damn, Brandy, you are superhuman, honey, because I cannot. Oh, okay. Hi, Chanel. Hello. Okay. You got the what, baby? I just got that desk light Sears yesterday. Oh, okay, Pooh. Okay, so let's keep going. So once you get through the void, at this point, the universe is giving you a choice. Okay. Okay. You can say, all right, I don't necessarily care for more of the spiritual awakening. Like if you know that you can still live in your purpose and you don't necessarily have to be a healer. You see what I'm saying? If you know that you don't necessarily want to open up a spiritual practice or do readings for people or use the spiritual gifts that you've learned, then at this point, while you're going through this quiet moment with yourself, because at this point the universe has did the full circle and they're going to start leading you back to you fully now, you're going to make a decision like, okay, do I want to go back to church? Is it that time? Because for me, church is a beautiful place. Like when I was younger and I would go to church with my mom, I would always feel like the pastor was talking to me. I was like, what he know about what me and my mother talked about this morning, or what he know about I'm going through at school today? Or, you know what I mean? It's just that as I evolved spiritually, I started knowing more about the universe, and God had started giving me certain aspects of the truth that I was like, oh man, he missing the point with that. Like, I'll be in church and I'll be like, oh, he missed the point with that. Or I wouldn't like the vibration of the people around me. It'll be like, these people are super fucked up and I can't, I ain't like that. I ain't like that. So it made me then change, like, okay, I need to just build on my relationship with God. And when I did that, it was just everything for me. But some people head back to church. Some people don't. It gets scary on this path. It's not easy. That's the main thing. It is not easy. You can go through the dark night of the soul more than once. Tracy Morgan asks, can you go through it more than once? Yes, you can, baby. In fact, it's not necessarily more than once. They may give you a break, like they may pull back, and then the next wave may come through. So it'll happen over a couple years' time. It's not something that takes a short amount of time. Now, if you continuously make bad choices, like for me, for my example, when I came out of my spiritual awakening, I started building the school. The universe had told me to build a school, and I'm like, build a school? And they're like, yep, build a school. And I'm like, okay. So I'm building a school. After I built the school, I had did a love spell on the school, like on the school, to show them a love spell. Did the love spell, went out that evening for the first time in months and met somebody, of course, that evening. I'm a hot chick, of course. So I met somebody that evening, but it ended up being like a person that is like a previous person that I had in a previous life. Like we immediately knew, even when when we were doing stuff like this, it was like very in tune with each other. So I say that to say, you come out, you know these lessons, and then you jump back out there, and you think you're going through a dark night of the soul, which you kind of are, but it's like at the tail, you've already gone through that main phase. Now you're just testing your new self out. You see what I'm saying? So now you're out here, you've reemerged to the world, okay? And this is like at the end of it, when you're now, you pass the grounded phase, where I'm gonna get into that later, but you've emerged to the world and you start dating again, and you meet a fuck boy immediately. And then you start going down the fuck boy lane for like 3 months, and then you say, oh, what, pump, and you just stop. And it breaks your heart, because now you in love with the fuck boy. This is now after you've evolved and you've gone through your spiritual awakening. You may start thinking, I'm going through a dark night of the soul, which you're going through a little mini one, but it's just really showing you how much you've grown, where you're not willing to let a nigga drag you for 10 years anymore. You see what I'm saying? Because we can get dragged for years and years and years and years. Let's be honest about our shit, guys. Okay. So when you jump back out there after you finished your spiritual awakening, you will have small moments of it, but they will be short-lived, because you've learned the lessons. So now your intuition and your spirit guides and everybody is in tune. And honestly, most fuckboys won't even make it past certain areas, because if you are on your spiritual path, your spirit guides and ancestors are going to be blocking them anyway. You're going to be wondering what the fuck it is, and it's them. They like, nah, that motherfucker is not at your level. He is not worthy. He dating this, he doing that. They're going to be blocking from, It's going to be like that. Okay. It's going to be like that. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy it's making sense to you. You're welcome, baby. Do I have any advice for someone kind of new into tarot? I get stuck on my readings or interpretations. Um, I see everybody reads tarot different. Like, okay, most of the tarot readers on YouTube are just people that know how to read tarot. Like they've got the deck, read the book, and just know the meanings of the cards. A lot of us don't need cards. A lot of us are just like, we can just go with the energy that the universe is telling us about you. So when you're reading tarot, they probably want you to just go with your intuition. Stop getting stuck on what the meanings of the cards is and just go with what comes to you when you're doing a reading. I will go that route, because your meaning for one card is another meaning for some. Like some people will see the Six of Pentacles and they get super excited about it. They be like, ooh, money's coming to you. I don't see the Six of Pentacles like that. I see it as some fuck ass person is cheating on me and giving another person more than what they giving me. The fuck? You see what I'm saying? So we can all have different, like some people genuinely be excited about the Six of Pentacles. That means money is coming to you and it's going to balance out. Da, 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 da. I don't get that. I get he's cheating on me. Or I get somebody needs something from me and now I got a lot of people I got to help and do things for. Like it's different for me. You see what I'm saying? Like Four of Cups is like somebody you not appreciating somebody love. That could be that, because that's what it mostly means. But for me, it's I don't want that fucking cup because it's not worth it. So you see what I'm saying? Like I'm more of give me what I want, not what you think I deserve. You feel me? Like that's where I'm at with it. I hate when people try to breadcrumb you. So for me, if I'm looking at the Three Cups, I don't want to be breadcrumbed. But sometimes it could be the universe is offering you a gift and you looking at some bullshit. It can be anything. You see what I'm saying? It's up to you. It's up to you. During your dark night of the soul and even like your bliss phase, you may start doing your readings at that time. I don't know when I started. Because when I first, like, if I ever had a question from God before I just started asking and he just answered, I will literally, where my Bible at? This is my Bible from a child. It has my name on it. See, guys, I told you I went to church before. And if I ever had a question and it's a student Bible. It's a student Bible. I love this Bible, guys. Anytime I ever had any question, I got pictures in here. Look at me graduating from high school. Oh, look at me holding my firstborn. Oh, I got little pictures in here. They're so cute. Okay, anyway, I will this was my tarot deck. So if I had a question of anything, I will just, and it'll just land on the answer. And as you can see, I was highlighting stuff as a child. So that's how I did it when I was a kid. And then when I started reading cards, I don't know, because it was weird. Like I could read candles, I could read water, anything that happened. Like if anything, like it's weird. It's different for me. I can't tell you how to do yours, baby, because like if I'm okay, you see how the clock is ticking. If I'm doing something and I ask a question, the universe will answer me like with noises like that. The clock ticking, the phone coming through, the this, the that. It's like, I mean, it's a synchronicity that you have, a vibe that you have with your spirit guides, your ancestors, and God. So, and it's like the whole universe is in it. And you just, once you get into that flow, then you'll learn your way, but you'll get it. It's hard to explain, baby. It's hard to explain. So yeah. Um yeah, because when you're in somebody's energy, you're feeling their energy. So this is part of your spiritual awakening when you're starting to use your gifts. Like when you're doing a reading for somebody, what you're tapping into is their energy field. You're just not like reading them from the air. You're taking your energy and going into their energy, and you're seeing what's happening with that person's energy. And then you can back out, go into another person's energy and see what. That's why it's so exhausting, because you're literally using your energy to tap into somebody else's. So it's exhausting. And you will feel to cry if if something occurs. Chanel says, I started doing my readings when I came out of the dark night of the soul. I was like, man, that dark night ain't no joke. Man, let me tell you, I felt like I was in a boxing match with the universe, and my spirit guides was just allowing my ass to get whipped. Do you understand me? I couldn't understand it. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? I put my ancestors, I sent my ancestors to ancestor boot camp. I swear to God. I said, y'all got to go to ancestor boot camp because y'all not doing the goddamn thing. Y'all sitting on the beach, basking in the motherfucking sun while I'm out here getting my ass whipped. And my ancestors was like, we was getting our ass whipped too. We was getting our ass. But sometimes, let me say this though, because my ancestors made this clear to me. No jokes aside, like a lot of times, especially in that dark night of the soul, they can't do anything. They're not supposed to. You're supposed to feel it. You're supposed to go through it. You're supposed to experience it. That's that saying that religious people teach about not going to hell. Spiritual people have been there. So we know how to survive in it because you've gone through that dark night of the soul. That is hell. That is hell. So it's not about it's like you just gotta make it through. You just gotta make it. That shit ain't no joke. That's all I can tell you. Anyway, but after that, after the void where you feel tired, you feel at peace. During that time, I want to say when you're in that void area, you are protected, guys. Okay? You are protected. Nothing can truly harm you. Okay? Things may happen around you that may still like end and solidify certain relationships. Certain people, like in my case, I was not willing to accept the truth about a specific family member that I had. I kept lying to myself about that family member, and I have family members that still do. But either way, I kept that lie up within myself. And one day during like the void, at the end of the void, I was able to truly see oopsie. Okay. Anyway, I was truly able to see. I'm just looking at something, guys, making sure. I do. I thought I was let me see if I can. Oh, yay. I did. Thank you. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. I'm learning. Thank you. Thank you. I did block her. I did block her. Anyway, I hope I don't have no more on here. I did. I blocked her. Can y'all still see her comments? I thought I took everything down. Okay. So I guess, guys, I've made it into some YouTube algorithm that now I'm being spammed. It's okay. It's okay. It's life. I'm blocked her anyway. Um. Okay. Yay. Okay. Thank goodness. All right. All right, guys. So when you're in that, we were talking about the void, you're protected, and things are going to be happening. So, oh, I was talking about my family member, and what it was like a hard one because it's a close family member. You know what I mean? When it's like people who've raised you, sometimes you set in stone what you want to believe in them, or you just feel this obligation to them. You know what I mean? So the universe gave me my last little conk along with that one, but it was during the void, and I was still protected, and I was still like, they just wanted me to see it all. It was a 360 view of my life, is what the universe was handing me on a platter. And it's the same thing with you guys. And sometimes it's hard to face because it'll be the closest. I mean, it'll be your fucking best friends. You know what I mean? You'll be like, damn, you've been a hater all this time. Somebody like, it'll be people that you've loved and kept in your home and did shit for. Like, it'll be like that. It'll be crushing you. So when they're putting you through that cocoon phase, you know, they're really protecting you. They're really just trying to get you healed, but you may still get some real awakenings during that time too. But it won't be anything that knock you on your ass. It'll be like, I told you so. Now I know, let me keep pushing. And during that time, they will set you up for the next phase, which is the phase where you move into life. You're now grounded. You start doing the business that the universe has put you on this earth to do. And it does not have to be something spiritual. We need our hairdressers. We need our nail techs. We need our eyebrow techs. We need our lash girls. I don't wear lashes, but you know, these are my nails, by the way. So I don't get fake nails, but still, like, we need them. We need our people managing the phone company and managing these places. Like, we need us to then move back into real life. But now we move back in grounded and whole, knowing who we are, knowing our boundaries. That's the main thing. Knowing our boundaries and sticking to it. Only accepting what we are worth in it all. Okay? This is very, very important, guys. Very, very important. So it's during this time where you find peace with yourself, you find calm with yourself. It's like you may find your sense of style. You know, you may start wearing like the turbans on your hair, and not to knock them, like, I love it. You see what I'm saying? I love when I see our ladies with the beads up our arms, and we have on our little wraps, and my grandmother used to dress like that, so I love it. And a lady named Mama Bessie up here in North Carolina, in Charlotte, she dresses like that, and she makes my day when I see her. She reminds me of my grandmother. But yes, you really find yourself. You start grounding yourself in you. You become you. You know what I mean? Like, that's that time, because remember, you done been through hell. You had lost yourself way back before they even gripped you. So now you're grounding, you're laying your roots, so to speak, in whatever it is you're going to be doing your life purpose in. Okay. And I don't know, how long will this time take? I would say it takes a couple years, because remember, now you're rebuilding your business. You're rebuilding your life from scratch. You see what I'm saying? So when I moved to North Carolina was when I started my grounded phase. That was about 3 years ago. And It's beautiful because you get to like build your new life. You get to see who you are, who you've come to be, and you can be proud of that. You know what I mean? I'm proud of me anyway. But once you finish that phase where you lay your roots and you reemerge as who you are, really, um, your psychic abilities during this time is just effortless. I would say like that's when you're just in the flow. You're in the flow. You know what I mean? And you're not fighting the current. You're not holding on to the rocks. You're just going with it. You don't even have the rage in you like before you went through your spiritual awakening. Somebody could do something to you and you can be in a you see what I'm saying? Now you'll get upset, but it won't be veins busting out the side of your neck type thing. It'll be expressing who you are and then handling it and letting people know don't cross your boundaries. And that's basically how it will come. Now, the purpose, your last phase of this is living your purpose. Okay. It's when, you've already laid your roots, you've done the work, you've listened to God, you found your stride, you laid, you know what I mean? You've gotten into whatever business that the universe or you have chosen to go into. It's your higher self telling you what you want to do. You see what I'm saying? What's going to make you happy. And you just go right into it. That's really what it is. Like you just get to live your life. You just live your life mission. You live your life purpose. You out here doing, how did this man say it? Your God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. You know what I mean? Like that. I used to hear this guy back in the day. He would call it that. I'm out here doing my God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And I love him. I wonder if he's still on YouTube. I'm going to look him up and tell y'all about him. He talks a lot of esoteric, planetary alignments. He's really deep in that, and he's really smart, really, really smart guy. He's young too, but he's one wonderful person. I love him. Anyway, this is during that time that you start living that. You start doing it. It becomes who you are. You know what I mean? It's like you are it, and you're just living. And it's nothing like it. Don't get it twisted. The universe is going to test you in between these times. So like in between your grounded phase where you're like laying your roots and the phase of you moving into your life purpose, there may still be just another test of faith during that time, just to make sure, how Jesus did the 40 days and 40 nights or something like that. You'll have one of those moments yourself when you're going into your life purpose, because the universe just want to make sure that you fully aware that this is it. This is it. And it'll be stuff like the marriage you're in, and not that your marriage will be tested to get a divorce, nothing like that. It'll be more like your triggers. It's nothing to have to do with your husband. Your husband will probably be fine, sleeping in the bed smoothly. It'll be you triggering you, saying, oh my God, am I doing something wrong? Is everything going to fall apart because it's so perfect? You'll start doubting, because you'll start at this part, you'll start remembering your past, and the past will start trying to pull you back. Hence why the rose is building back up, because you stopped going to the gym. You got comfortable. Oh, I'm tired today. You know what I mean? It'll be that type of stuff where you'll just have that test, you know what I mean, of can you really make it? Are you really in it? Do you really want to be a hairdresser? Then you'll have to take the test and prove it. It's like that, but once you get into that phase, you'll just be living life at that point. Because during the other phases, it's hard to have a relationship, like a real productive one. You'll be trying to have sex. You'll be trying to have relationships. But because we'll still be healing from the past trauma and all the other stuff, it'll be hard to really get your groove in one. You see what I'm saying? Because we'll still be having those remembering the past moments. So when you're in this last phase is when the universe will usually bring you and your life partner together. Um, it'll just flow, like, because you're the goal. And I think people miss this even in love. Like, God don't just want you to have a person. God wants to show the relationship off. You see what I'm saying? So even in with our spiritual awakening, at the end of it, God just wants you to be a walking representation of a person who has the one-on-one relationship with him. That's all it is. It's not about going to church and sitting in front of a pulpit and listening to somebody. No, it's about you and your relationship with God. And are you doing your life purpose while you're here? And he wants you to be in it so that when people come to you or see you, they're like, damn, I want to be happy like that. How'd you get that happy? I followed my life purpose. It was hard, but I made it through. I won't say it like that, but then I would. You see what I'm saying? Then I would. So you guys, I want y'all to fully like know that the goal is not just for you to be looking good. It's like it's the vibration. You know how when people say with the law of attraction, and this all plays into it, you'll start when you're going through all of these phases, you'll be learning things about the law of attraction. You'll be learning magic. You'll be learning mental, psychological things about narcissists and behavioral science. You'll be learning so many things. The universe is going to have you through a whole restructuring of how you see the world. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate you blocking her. Oh, thank you, Lily. I joined your Patreon when I was coming into that phase. I'm like, you're girl. and you know what? When you're going through it, you're going to start getting depressed sometimes about being alone. I need to talk about that. It's important. But understand the universe wants you alone because people energy will come in and fuck up your shit. You'll be trying to buy a house or do something during this time, and then you make a mistake and it slip up one day that you're doing something productive, and next thing you know, that productive thing goes down the tubes. Why? Because somebody knew about it and their negative energy just swoop, their negative thought processes, their hating ass. You know how people are. So the universe will cut those relationships. And you'll be so hurt because it'll, again, be the closest people to you. You'll want to keep those relationships. I struggle with it still today, you know, because I know the universe has called me to ascend to a certain level. So what I'm doing, which I don't think is working, is I'm trying to just silently just not really disappear, because I love my friends and family, but I don't discuss my personal life. I keep it all superficial. You know, let's go on vacation. This is what we're doing. And I keep the relationships all like on a superficial, more of a and not bragging, and I don't even discuss anything that's going on in my life, so it's nothing to brag about, but nothing where we're talking about personal stuff, put it that way, unless it's a true emergency. Like my nephew, he actually got injured. He's in the military, and he got injured in Texas, and of course, like, you know, I had to hear about it, so I'm not going, it's not like I'm a detached, but I don't really indulge in the family gossip like I used to. You know, I used to be on the phone every Sunday with my mother and my grandmother gossiping about all the drama in the family. Like, no, we can't do that anymore. Okay. You so funny. I'm in this space now. It's been a year now and I'm building it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you saying that, Chanel. But that's what happens. Like, your roots start going into the ground, and you just like, ooh, I know who I am, and I feel good doing it. And, you know, and you start just being you. And it's unapologetic. You know, I used to feel very apologetic about just being like being spiritual the way I am, even though I'm free with it. It still frustrated people. I didn't want to really discuss it with my family like that because I felt like they would judge me because they judge my grandmother. No, child, I don't care. Everybody knows, and they actually come to me for healing, and I'm okay with that because I love my family. You see what I'm saying? But I still keep my distance because people got their issues, and we ain't here to heal them. That's another thing you need to learn during this process. You're not here to heal the world. You are here to heal you. They have to heal them. Now, you can do certain things to kind of show people the way, hence why I opened up and started my channel, so I can show people the way how to heal yourself. But you cannot heal the world. You'll be trying so hard to heal them. And you'll be hitting a brick wall every time. And while you're trying to heal them, they will be destroying you. Okay? So keep them off, babies. Keep them off. Okay? Yes, that's exactly the phase you're in. You're laying your roots now. I am energy. I really needed to hear this. Like I was saying, something must be going on. Yeah, so you're just going through a spiritual awakening. And don't be afraid of it, because the whole time you're in it, you're protected. The universe is not going to put you in any harm's way. I promise you. Okay? They not. The goal is for you to make it through. Now, you will see people around you who are not on your journey passing on, and it is nothing you can do or say about it. The universe will explain it to you, and you will start getting the answers. You just have to ask God. And if there's anything that you are questioning, even with the stuff that I tell you, ask God. You do not have to go to church to ask him that. Sit in your house, or while you're driving or whatever. My nose is itching, so they let me know I'm speaking the truth. Whatever it is you want to know, you just ask him. He will answer it in a number of ways. Let me tell you, the other night, and while my crystals were missing and I'm devastated, I'm like, God, what is going on? That when I tell you these last full moons and new moons have been a bit rough on me. And I was just talking to God about just everything I've done. And I had made a big mistake on my YouTube channel. I had erased some old videos, and it affected my algorithm. And I did this like a week ago. So I was devastated with myself, like, oh my Lord, I took my views down and blah, blah, blah. And I was just so hurt by it. And because it affected my viewing hours, and that affects your income. So so I was really disappointed, but I'm learning. And it wasn't that much. It was like a couple hundred hours. So I can make it up. Either way, God told me, I'm sitting here and I'm doing a reading. What deck was I using? I think I was using the Light Seers deck. Either way, they were telling me go take a nap. And I was like, I don't want to take a nap. I want to sit here and just be sad about what I did and what's going on and blah, 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 blah. And they were like, no, go take a nap. So I went upstairs, ate a bunch of food, and then laid down, took a nap. And when I woke up, my TV, which was like turned low. I don't even watch television, guys. I may watch a few YouTube videos. I'm not a big TV watcher at all. I want to get back into it though. So I used to loving hip hop and VH1 shows and Bravo shows. I used to love them. But I haven't been able to get into them at all. I'm so disappointed. I've been missing all the Love and Hip Hops. Anyway, the TV's on, and this guy is talking about exactly what I'm going through, but in a spiritual way, and just talking about the terrain and how things are. And I just sat there and I smiled and I said, y'all always just want to make sure I'm understanding what needs to be understood, because sometimes the dings and the bings and the clicks and the clips and the little synchronicities, you just want a plain old English answer. You see what I'm saying? And God will come through with the plain old English answer. He will do that. So don't be afraid of asking any question. He will tell you everything you need to know. I promise you that, okay? And I would also want to urge y'all to ask your spirit guides, ask your ancestors. If you are ever afraid, you can go to God, you can go to your ancestors, and you can go to your spirit guides. They will protect you. If you're afraid, you can ask them to help you with that. They will. It's times like when, especially when you're going through it alone, and you ask your spirit guides and tell them that you're alone, you will feel the blanket of love come around you. You will feel them hug you, and it'll be warm. Okay? It's times when I was going through stuff and I wouldn't even want to be with my spirit guides and answers. I would want to go straight to God, and I will imagine myself running to God and like laying on his robe, you know. And it was times when I first started my channel and I was afraid, and I will just I literally laid in God's bosom. Like I felt like he had me in his robe, just laying there covered up with his robe, and I'm just laying in his chest just like this for months. I did that, and that's when I was starting my YouTube channel and starting my magic. But it was so scary, and I was so afraid, and I was like, are they going to judge me? Now these motherfuckers on my channel, I'm like, fuck you, you know. But before, I was really nervous about that. And I'm not afraid of showing my face. My hair not done. It's not that. It's just that I try to keep my face off the camera as much as possible, only because it's distracting. When you're looking at your face, you're worrying about how you look and if your hair right. And I don't want to be worried about that. I want to be just speaking, you know. If I get thirsty, I don't want to be worried about how I look when I'm drinking my water. It's distracting when I see myself in the camera. So I don't put myself on there so I don't have to look at me, because I'm gonna be looking at me, making sure my hair right, adjusting. Now I don't care. You can see all the little bloop bloops. I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it back right. So, but yeah, so that's about it. Just know that you'll know. And just know that God always got you. You are protected, and you're just loved. Okay. Hi, Tropland. Hello. How is everybody doing? Yes. Oh my gosh, Trapland. Let me tell you, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And the universe is doing so much cleansing that we need, instead of y'all focusing on anything that's happening in the world, because if y'all are watching this, y'all are not of the world. Y'all are in the world. I hope I'm saying it right. Am I making sense? Like, y'all are here, but we not in that chaos that's happening out there. So you have to just accept the fact that you're protected, and you stay on your journey of protection and keep your kids protected. And that's all you got. That's all you can do. Don't worry about nothing else. You can't stop nothing. Like, God already got everybody named who he's taking, and it is what it is. And we just have to just be grateful. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm happy. I be having my attitude too. So that's all I can say. I had an issue with my car and I'm like pissed off about it, but y'all made me feel better. I'm happy I came on here and did this with y'all. What time is it? It's almost 2:00. Go ahead, Tassandra. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. So that's really it about your spiritual awakening. The advice I can give you to get through it, guys, is drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, trust God, trust your spirit guides, trust your ancestors. You know, that's the best thing I can do. And ask them to guide you and help you. Like, don't be afraid. When you're in it, they ready. And with your spirit guides, I'm going to do the spirit guides and ancestors video tonight, because I want to talk about different types of spirit guides that we have and how they will interchange during our spiritual awakening too. So even during our spiritual awakening, guys, our spirit guides will come and go. Like once we get to a certain evolution, the universe will remove that spirit guide, put them with another person who's beginning that evolution, and then a new spirit guide will come in to take you to the next level. So everybody has their job, you know? Yeah, no, you can't save everybody, Trapland. You ain't never lie. Lily says, I did a blockbuster yesterday with a black figure candle and the herbs on the plate caught on fire. It was crazy and started to think of all the negative energy or spirits that might be attacking me. Yeah. Don't get discouraged about that though, baby. Because sometimes that's just them clearing the path. Let them clear the path. You feel me? When you're doing the figure candles, also clear around the candle. So make some space around it between them and it and the herb so that the herbs don't catch fire. And what that will do is give the wax, if the wax is going to pool and lay over the herb, then it'll just lay right over it. You see what I'm saying? So let me see. I hope I'm making sense. Let me grab Obakala real quick just to show you. Like when you're putting, let me try to move him. I'm gonna go to another one. Oh, there we go. All right. When we put the herbs around the figure candle, push, like you know how when I do the wick and I clear the wick, try to clear the candle too. Give it about an inch space. Just so that when the candle wax melts, because most of those figure candles, they're going to pool in some form of fashion. You see what I'm saying? So when it pools, it'll then lay over. It'll give it a nice barrier between them and the herbs, and it'll just either lay over the herbs, or it'll just give it a nice barrier between them and the herbs, and it won't catch the herbs on fire. Just a simple tip. You didn't really do anything wrong, baby. That's just okay. And yes, that does mean that it was some dark energy around you, but that fire burnt a lot of that off too. Ooh, sorry. Trapland says, yes, I'm doing the blockbuster during the full moon today. I'm making a tea, the herbs you suggested in your video. Okay, that's what's up. I'm gonna start doing empowering incense and tea just to show y'all how to make y'all own. I'm not gonna be selling them, but I want to kind of show y'all how to. I think I did a one for teas already. I did, so I'm gonna show y'all some incense, and I might do some teas that go with. It's gonna be oils that go with the zodiac signs. But yes, tonight is blockbuster and all of that good stuff night. Get it in. Crystals go out tonight, guys. Cleanse them. I'm gonna feed you, baby. Cleanse them. Cleanse them. And what else? Why do I have this oil? This is what's going on with my car. That's a whole nother story. And you won't get into it. It'll get me upset. Put your crystals out. Don't forget to make your moon water tonight. And just be ready. Blockbuster it up, guys. This is a good time to be busting through all of that negative energy. You know, it's a good energy to make those decisions that really end those toxic relationships where it's just done. Okay. Solidified. It's over. Yep. It said don't panic, so it calmed you down. You so funny. Okay. That's funny. Girl, I know. Oh my God. You're welcome, Tracy Morgan. I'm so happy y'all came. I enjoyed y'all too. Thank you. Thank you. I love y'all too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up, Black Karma? I swear I was guided to you because, man, it was been hard and everything don't make sense. It is hard. You know, when you're going through, oh, you were guided to me, by the way. Yes. You definitely were. All of you guys were. When you're going through the spiritual awakening, and that's another reason why I started my channel, because there was not a place where people could really have the spiritual awakening and then come and actually like get the answers that you need. Like, how can I stop these things from happening? You need to be cleansing. You need to be blocked. Like, you need to be removing things and uncrossing, and those things are important. And to think that we have been hiding that from ourselves this whole time, with thinking that it's wrong to use the herbs that God has given us on this earth. He just got them there for us to just do nothing with. You're like, come on now. You see what I'm saying? So I know I'm on the right path because I'm not an evil person. I don't go around doing evil shit to people. That's not the vibe and tip I'm on. So that's just how I roll. So I know that if God is telling me to do certain things, I'm gonna follow my path. But see, I'm okay with that. Some people aren't. It really makes people afraid to really do this, you know? It really does. Thank you. I'm so happy I did. I'm so happy I did. Yes. So that's why I wanted to do the zodiac signs trapland, because it's for healing us. It really, and I'm making them per sign to empower, so you can know how to empower yourself. And some of the ingredients you can take and convert to a tea is what I was getting at with that. So when I make them, you'll have to pick and choose which ones you want to use that taste good and don't taste good, or whatever. You know how I go. Yeah, I know how it go. Oh, thank you, Traveling. Traveling said big facts. Who's guided to you? To her energy reminded me of my Nana from NOLA. Oh, thank you. I appreciate y'all saying that. My grandmama did me too. Oh, guys. Thank you. It's okay. It's okay. I love it. Let me tell you something. I'm dating a Christian. Girl, they just be, and he just look at me, just be shaking his head like, this woman. But it is what it is. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all saying this. I'm so happy. Yes. So it's funny. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. It's funny that I'm still doing kind of the same thing as I was when I was working with my seniors, except for with them, I was teaching them how to exercise and do, and paint and fun stuff like that. You know what I mean? Cooking classes and things. Whereas here, I'm just showing y'all what I have known all of my lifetimes. All of my lifetimes. Okay. So it's weird. It's weird. I thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for today's live. I'm going to come back live again next week. I like Thursdays better than Wednesdays. It don't really matter. But for me, Thursdays is a little easier for me to go live on. So we're going to bust these out on Thursdays at the same time. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you. I love y'all. Thank you. Y'all but you know what though? I post a lot on my Patreon. Like Patreon, you can get everything. And I really get in depth on Patreon. More in depth than I do, because I can't, a lot of things I be afraid to put on YouTube because I don't want a child coming across some of this stuff. You see what I'm saying? I think children need to just be kids. And when they become a little older, they'll start venturing out into what makes them happy. Like I didn't do spells, real conjuring until I was like 16. Like I think, was I 16? I think I was 16 when I was actually like doing spells on people. I know it's terrible to say, but that was like my first spell was on people. You know, I'll conjure little things. Like if I wanted to do something, little things like that, I could do those. But I didn't really start getting heavy in the magic until then. I was more like, I'm going to do this to bring me luck. And I'm going to do this to do this. And like, it'll be that type of thing. So, oh, thank you. Thank you guys. You know, I'm writing, I don't want to say too much, but I'm thinking about making an ebook and just publishing a lot of my stuff because I have it written down too. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I have to organize it. But yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. Thank you. I appreciate, and please, that's the goal, is like for it to be generational, like our kids and our grandkids and our great grandkids to just know how to protect the family and to bring money in whenever something happens. Like it's like that. It's like that. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And guys, I want to say the spell I have on my altar right now has a seal of Solomon on it. I just want to clear that up. So it does. You can conjure with the seal of Solomon. It's just, you know, you got to know what you're doing. Okay. Don't do no voodoo and hoodoo with it, guys. Not dark work specifically. Okay. So I want to be clear. I want to be clear on, I just looked over and saw my little packets of seals of Solomon. Did I put the seals of Solomon? You're welcome. Thank you, Angela. I think I did add the Seals of Solomon video to YouTube. So check it out, guys. It's up now. And it'll kind of show y'all how to use them. And then you can pick your favorite ones and go get like a jewel or something if you want to use it that way. All right. Thank you. All right, baby. Okay. Please make time. Please make time, guys. Oh, you're welcome. Y'all so silly. It's 12:22. I usually don't get on to like 12:25. Usually something's happening in my house at 12:22 that I have to take 5 extra minutes. And then by that time I'm frustrated. So I need to hold my crystals and wind down to even come on the live because I'll be annoyed by my children. As you can hear the beads popping in the background because she want to eat. Let me feed her, guys. I love you. I'll see y'all next week. Bye, babies.